Hello, Talking for Joshi Anime Curious. My name is RandomSama613 and welcome to Anime Opinions. This week I haven't had time to watch a full anime series, so I'm going to do a top 5 list instead. I decided to do a list that I had people vote on actually. I had people vote on what they wanted me to do for a few videos, and I had enough people want me to do a top 5 anime you've never seen list that I figured I'll do one. So I've seen several anime over the years that I thought were fantastic anime. I thought they were really well done, either in plot, or in animation quality, or any combination thereof. And I keep finding people that have never seen them, never heard of them. And a lot of these are from like the early 2000s. I have one that's actually current, but that's honorable mention. We'll get to that in a second. Most of them are actually, let's see, I have a couple late 2000s, and then I have, well, late aughts and early teens. And then I have a couple from earlier in the millennium as well. And just they're anime that people have never seen that I think are fantastic. I think they're really well done. I think they're really well animated. Or just whatever it is. So these are my top 5 anime you've never seen with one honorable mention. Now I'm going to start off with my honorable mention, and that is going to be Nagi no Asukara, or Nagi Asu. And this started airing back in the fall of the fall season of 2012, and is currently airing as well. And it's a fantastic anime series. I've talked about it before. I'll probably put some links somewhere around here to talk about them. And I love this series. It's really, really well done. It is animated by PA Works, so it looks absolutely freaking gorgeous. It is a drama, fantasy, romance series with an emphasis on the drama for sure. That's one of its big selling points. Is it's basically my weekly soap opera, and it does a really fantastic job of it, and it doesn't feel over the top. It's a really enjoyable drama, and even though it is central to the plot, it's not overbearing, and I really like that. Like I said, the animation quality is fantastic because it is done by PA Works. The soundtrack is excellent. All the openings and endings are excellent, and it just follows a group of kids who. There's two different classes of humans. There's the humans who live on the surface. There's the humans who live underwater, and it follows a group of kids who live underwater, and their school closed because there's just not enough kids. So they all come up to the surface to go to school, and it follows them. And there's a wider, overarching scope of it. And it's just really, really, really well written, and I highly, highly recommend it. Number 5 on this list is going to be an anime from 2009 that was animated by JC Staff, and that is Aoi Hana, or Sweet Blue Flowers. Now, Aoi Hana is a drama Yuri slice of life anime, and it's probably one of the most tastefully done Yuri animes I've watched. The Yuri elements of it are very central to the plot, but they're more realistically portrayed than other Yuri I've seen, which was more of a focus on the, oh my god, it's two girls and they're kissing and blah blah blah. This is more of a focus on how does the main character, whose name is Fumi, how does she live and deal with her feelings in a society that generally is a little is more heterocentric, and how does she deal with that? And it follows her and the relationship with her best friend and how that works out. Like I said, it deals with the reality of her sexual orientation in a heteronormative society, and I find that really fantastic. And as I said, it feels real. It feels like it's plausible and could actually happen, and it's not like a caricature of an anime lesbian, like say Sakura Trek nowadays. Which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that this is a really nice change of pace. The animation quality is okay. JC Staff did a decent job. I wouldn't say it's the most fantastic looking anime I've ever seen. And I'd also say that the OST and the OP itself are also quite good. They're not great, but this is definitely a really solid series that just not enough people have seen it, and I do highly recommend it. Number 4 on this list is a 2010 anime done by White Fox, and that is Katanagatari. Katanagatari is an action-adventure anime, and it was originally aired over the course of the entire year of 2010. They aired one episode a month. These are 45-minute episodes, so it's double-length episodes, basically. And it follows the quest of Togame, who is a strategist for the Shogun. This is in a fantasy version of feudal Japan. And she ropes a swordsman by the name of Shichika into helping her collect these 12 blades from this master swordsmith. The thing about Shichika is that even though he's a swordsman, he doesn't have an actual blade. He's an unarmed swordsman. The entire thing follows those two, and it's a really great series. It starts off basically fluffy monster of the week kind of thing, and it very, very quickly develops into a lot more. There's a lot of complexities, there's political intrigue, there's the interpersonal relationships between Togame and Shichika, and it is fantastically done. The animation looks really good. They took kind of a minimalist style when they went with animating it, and I really think that lends itself to it looks really clean and really good. And White Fox did an excellent job with it. Like I said, the plot has a lot of depth to it, but at the same time, it has a lighthearted thing because Shichika has never seen the outside world. He and his sister lived on an island, and they were basically in exile, or something similar. And he'd never seen the outside world, so he has a kind of childlike innocence to him, but at the same time he's this crazy master swordsman. So it's really, really fascinating to see. And also, as I said, the episodes are a little bit longer, so you're going to be in for more of a haul. But again, it's well worth it. It's a lot of fun to watch. If you like a shonen action series, you'll probably like this, but it's also very plot driven. Number 3 is an anime that I have reviewed before, and I still highly recommend it, and that is Planetes, which is a 2003 anime done by Sunrise. It is a hard science fiction drama space romance anime. And I'd say that the romance elements, while there, and while it technically is an overarching focus, it's not like a major central thing until later in the series, and it's not overbearing, and it's very tastefully done. The first thing I'll say about this series is the animation is gorgeous, the soundtrack is great, and the biggest thing about this is it deals with the realities of living in space and all the things that come with that. I'm not going to say a lot more because, as you'll see here, I annotated that I have reviewed this before, so I don't have a lot more to say on it. I'll just say that it is worth watching, and if you want more thoughts, go ahead and click the annotation that I leave right here, and it'll take you right there. For my top 2 anime, I had to struggle between 2 anime that I just find are fantastic and that no one's seen. I had to struggle between the anime that got me back into the medium and an anime that I think that I found by accident and is also just really, really good. And I went with, for number 2, I went with the anime that got me back into the medium, and that is Scrapped Princess, which is a 2003 fantasy sci-fi mecha drama comedy, a little bit of everything anime by Studio Bones. And it really does have aspects of everything. It's a giant mishmash. The series follows Pacifica Cazul and her family. Pacifica Cazul is the scrapped princess. She is prophesized to be... She's basically going to bring about the end of the world, is how it's prophesized by the dominant church, the Church of Mauser. It follows them as they're trying to escape the Church of Mauser and how they fight back and stuff like that. The story itself is very, very good. I think that it's very well written. It has really light aspects to it, but at the same time, it has some really serious aspects to it as well. And I think that they're both represented excellently. And the writing gets really strange later on, I will say. That's one of the reasons this isn't number 1, is that it gets kind of weird, and it slowly moves from a fantasy setting much more into a sci-fi setting. But they do it very gracefully, and it doesn't get too jarring until it just kind of drops it in on you, it's still very well done. The animation quality is good, but it's not going to look great due to the fact that it's only out on DVD. There is no Blu-ray copy of this. This was a Bandai Visual license, so the license is up in the air. And I don't know as far as I'm aware of, no one currently owns the license, so it hasn't been redone. This is a 2003 anime, so it is a little older. It's 11 years old at this point, but it's still very enjoyable. It's still a very good anime, and I really highly recommend you checking it out if you haven't seen it, which not many people have. And now for my number 1 anime on the top 5 anime that you've probably never seen, and that is a series done by PA Works that was conceptualized by Type Moon. It's from 2009, and that is the action sci-fi anime Canaan. Now, Canaan follows Maria Osawa, who is a photographer, and it follows... This is post a visual novel, which I haven't read/played. So it follows her, and it follows Canaan, who is a mercenary, essentially. And it follows... There's an entire intricate weaving plot that has to do with... there's basically a group of people who have basically supernatural powers, and it's how they got them, and the plot itself is really twisted and convoluted, but at the same time, it's still really well done. There's a host of great characters. The animation quality is fantastic. The OST is really good. The opening is great. All the characters actually have a lot of depth to them for the most part. There are some exceptions, of course, but it's still a really well done series that, again, not a lot of people have seen this series, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. So I definitely highly recommend this series. But those are my top 5 anime you've probably never seen. What did you guys think? Have you seen any of them? If so, I'll be mildly surprised. Nagi Asu not as much, but for the other 5 I would be. If you have seen them, go ahead and leave a comment down below telling me what you think about them. If you have anime that you think should have been on this list over something else, or if you have top 5s of your own that you think would have been on this list, go ahead and leave those down below as well. If you liked the video, go ahead and throw me a like. If you didn't, throw me a dislike. If you do dislike the video, please tell me why you didn't like it. I do like a lot of feedback. It does help me out a lot. But until next time, I've been Random Sama 613. This has been Anime Opinions. And until then, watch more anime.